I sold a bunch of stuff I wasn't using, made some money, felt great initially. Then I did the math. And it got complicated. Here's what actually happened. So a while back, I looked around my apartment and saw a graveyard. A guitar I haven't touched in 3 years. A blender still in the box. A jacket that fit me in a different decade. A monitor I replaced but never sold. Stuff everywhere. Not hoarding level stuff. Just the normal American accumulation of good intentions and impulse purchases. And I thought, wait, this is basically cash just sitting here. I've seen the videos. I decluttered my house and made $2,000 in a weekend. Sell your clutter, pay off debt. I believed it, so I decided to actually test it, not just sell stuff. Track everything, every item, every minute spent, every dollar made, and then ask the real question, was this worth my time? Here's what I started with. I counted 22 items I was ready to let go. Mix of electronics, clothes, home stuff, a few books. My rough estimate before starting, maybe $400 to $600 total. I felt like I was about to find hidden treasure in my own apartment. I was not entirely right. Step 1 was research. Before listing anything, I had to figure out what each item was actually worth, not what I paid for it, not what I wished it was worth, what someone would actually pay today. I checked eBay sold listings, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, Depop for the clothes. This took longer than I expected. For 22 items, research alone was about 3 hours. Some items were easy. Electronics have pretty standard going rates. Some were brutal. That guitar I paid $400 for? Comparable ones were selling for $80 to $120, used. If they sold at all, the blender still in the box actually held its value pretty well. About 60% of retail. The jacket I loved, nobody wanted it. Literally zero comparable sales. So I priced it at $12 just to move it. Step 2 was photographer and listing. I'm not a photographer. I also don't own a ring light or a clean white backdrop. I used my apartment floor and whatever natural light I could find. For every item, I had to clear a space, take 6 to 8 photos, write a description, figure out shipping dimensions and weight, decide on a platform, actually create the listing. Average time per item, about 25 minutes. For 22 items, that's roughly 9 hours just to get everything listed. At this point, I had spent about 12 hours and $0 had changed hands. Step 3. Waiting and managing. This is the part no one talks about in the I made $2,000 decluttering videos. The questions. Does it work? What's your lowest? Can you do local pickup? I'll take it for half price. Still available? 3 days of silence. Still available? Over about 3 weeks, I spent maybe 4 to 5 hours just responding to messages, negotiating, declining lowball offers, relisting things that fell through. One guy said he wanted the monitor. We set a time. He didn't show. I relisted it. Another guy offered me $40 for something listed at $90. I said no. He came back 2 weeks later and offered $45. I said no again. He bought it for $75. That negotiation took maybe 8 messages over 2 weeks. That's the reality of selling used stuff. It's not passive. It's a part-time job with unpredictable hours. Step 4. Packing and shipping. I sold 11 items locally and 11 through shipping. Local was easier, but still took time. Coordinating meetups, driving, waiting. Average extra time per local sale, about 30 minutes including coordination and the actual handoff. Shipping was more involved. I had to buy boxes, tape, bubble wrap. Spent about $20 on supplies. Then, for each shipped item, pack it, print a label, get to the post office or a drop-off point. Average time per shipped item, about 40 minutes, and platforms take a cut. eBay takes roughly 13% of the final sale price, plus shipping fees if you're not careful. Facebook Marketplace is free for local, but they take a cut on shipped orders too, about 5%. Poshmark takes 20% on anything over $15. These aren't huge numbers per item, but they add up when you're selling low-cost stuff. Now let me give you the actual numbers. Total items sold, 19 out of 20. 2. 3 things I eventually just donated because the time wasn't worth it. Total gross from sales, $384. Minus platform fees, about $41. Minus shipping supplies, $22. Net cash in hand, $320. Now here's where it gets interesting. Total time tracked from research to last sale, approximately 31 hours. $321 divided by 31 hours equals about $10.35 per hour. Federal minimum wage right now is $7.25. Some states are higher. California is $16. New York is $16. If you live somewhere with a higher minimum wage, you made less per hour selling your stuff than you would stacking shelves. If your time is worth more than $10 an hour at work or on a side gig, the math gets uncomfortable. Now before you throw something at me, and please don't, you might need to sell it later. Let me be clear about something. The $321 is still real money. It existed as stuff. Now it exists as cash. That's not nothing. If you need that money, sell the stuff. If you're paying off credit card debt at 22% interest, getting $300 in cash has immediate value. If your emergency fund is empty, $300 matters. The question isn't, should I never sell my stuff? The question is, what are you optimizing for? And does this activity actually serve that goal? This is where most declutter content falls apart. They show you the gross number. They don't show you the hours. They don't show you that the person doing it is either unemployed, has unusually high-value items, or is treating it like a business. For a first-timer doing it casually, $10 an hour is probably optimistic. So what do you actually do with this information? This wasn't designed for you to win automatically. It was designed for platforms to take a cut, for buyers to get deals, and for you to do all the labor. That's fine. You can still benefit from it. Just know what game you're playing before you start. Efficiency improves with repetition, so your second round will be faster. Don't expect riches. Expect clutter reduction and modest cash. I'm Paper Prophet. I live in a slightly less cluttered apartment now. See you next time.